WTI crude oil has a big breakout going on today. Look at this. We've seen that between February and June, oil was generally trending lower, but about the middle of June, it started to turn the corner and it's been trending higher. We've seen higher highs, higher lows. Really nice ascending triangle here forming between about $46 and the $50 level. Today, we've had a few peaks above $50 in the last few weeks. Today, we're seeing a full-on decisive breakout to the upside for crude oil. And there's a number of factors that could be influencing this. First of all, this downdraft here in late August and early September was quite a bit of it was related to the two big hurricanes that hit the United States and the potential for disruptions to refining. So at the time we had seen the people had felt the crude oil supply could get backed up because crude oil production was less affected, and that sent the price down relative to gasoline and refined products where production was more impacted by the storms, particularly Hurricane Harvey that sat off the Gulf Coast for the better part of a week. However, we've seen the storms have blown through, production's getting back up online, product is moving again, gasoline is coming back down, and we're seeing crude oil start to resume its trend as well. The last few weeks, traders have been ignoring the inventory reports, figuring that it was all going to be disrupted by the storms, but now we could start in the next week or two to get back to normal in terms of inventory growth. And what's important to note is that in the U.S. through the summer, inventories had been coming down. So demand has been humming along pretty nicely for crude oil, and the price had been holding up. And that's one of the reasons why we've been seeing this advance. So look at this. We've now lifted up off of $50. We're through 51. Next upside resistance levels possible near 51.75. This level in here around 53.30, and then here about $54, above which we've only seen intraday spikes. And that was back in the winter. So we are also moving into a more seasonally favorable time period of the year for crude oil, so we could see an upswing in the coming weeks. We also are seeing here a breakout by the RSI back above 60, also confirming increasing upward momentum. So overall, technically crude oil is looking very strong. The supply-demand situation in the U.S. is looking good. And on top of that, we'll see what happens overseas. We've got the United States and President Trump starting to rattle their sabers towards Iran again over their nuclear deal and so on. And so it's possible that a quieter period among the bigger countries in the Middle East. Clearly the war in Syria and other things have continued, but if we start to see strife again between Iran and Saudi Arabia, in particular being such big oil producers, that could also light a fire under the oil price. And we have been seeing gains in Brent as well as WTI is doing. Brent is actually even outpacing it to the upside, so that is something important to keep an eye on in the coming weeks as well.